Hello, everyone. How are you? Let me get the right setting for this. Welcome in, you guys. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Ed. Let me remove this for a minute. Hello. I'm so glad you guys could be here. How is everyone? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, you guys. I love you so much. Here we are together. I've got some stuff planned for you today. So I want to start with a new light code. And hi, Meredith. So nice to see you. I love that. You're awesome, Meredith. Okay, you guys. We've been going over the light codes, which are sigils. Is that the right way to say it? Sigils? I believe it is. So this technically is a sigil. And as you guys may have been following me, we work on one each week. And let me put this where you guys can see it. I want to read this to you. Much of this from the little book of light codes is about healing and getting into your intuition. So when you need to get a little zen, if you like to doodle and things, you learn each one each week, the meaning, and then it becomes kind of a not kind of. Why do I always say that? It becomes part of your energy and the way you see things. And then you get downloads from them. So they're very interesting. This is called Yakama, and it's about creating a healing space. And the book says, in order for healing to occur, we must feel safe. So a sacred healing space can take on many forms in your life, in your home, what you have room for, what you have. But it's a place where you can kind of just get in touch with yourself and set the intentions of healing. Now, when you work with Yakama, it doesn't matter what the root of your pain or suffering might be. For Yakama, all pain is equal, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, or spiritual, or a combination of all of these. As long as we choose to work with this sigil for our highest good, Yakama brings in an energy to support us on our journey towards well-being, away from pain and suffering. And when we work with Yakama, we move from a state of suffering into nurturing, supportive, light-filled existence. So much like the first one we worked with, which is called Lakanahana, if you guys can see that, no, you can't see it. It's similar to sort of an apple shape. And really, when you work with it and draw, hold the intention of generating health and wellness and see yourself living in an optimistic, healthy, happy life, free of pain and suffering. And this symbol works well to facilitate your healing process when you chant its name, Yakama. Try to hesitate a little bit before pronouncing the K, but don't worry about pronouncing it perfectly. Chant Yakama in your healing space, and alternatively meditate while gazing at the symbol, softly and gently saying its name. Drawing Yakama on a special piece of paper and placing it on an altar, if that's something you do. I'm not into altars, but I have my space, or a nightstand, it says, is also a way to bring energy into your space. So I encourage you guys to work with that, even during the day when you need a moment of Zen. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for coming in. I hope I've said hi to everybody. So let me take this down, and I want you guys to kind of draw that while we breathe and come into getting in touch with me. Isn't this cute? My sister-in-law made this. This is my children with me in the middle. I love that. Okay, so I want to do a little remote viewing exercise with you guys. I've been working with an object today, thinking of you all. So think of me. It's just an object. Now, some things I have learned about remote viewing. I'm going to put these here in case you guys want to screenshot anything. Some things I want to tell you guys. So I've had a couple near-death experiences, and I know what it's like to leave your body. Do I do it all the time? No. Am I some sort of expert? No. Am I a freak? Been told that. However, I know what that feeling is. And when you're working on exercising this muscle that we all have, it's a lot like daydreaming. So what I want you to do, it's like meditating, but it's not. I want you to breathe and get comfortable, doodle if you want. You need a piece of paper, pen or pencil for this. Get zen, whatever that means to you. You can have music on or not, just whatever kind of just calms your mind. You can close your eyes, but actually it's recommended not to, because you want to be able to write down your impressions. And the first step is really just, what are the rough outlines that I'm getting? What am I even getting? And the big key here, you guys, is not to put any pressure on yourself. This is not a test. This is not a quiz. Many people are good at it. We all have the ability. You can be really good at it at the beginning because it's sort of like, I don't know, exciting, and you get some hits, and then it tanks. And don't let that bother you. The purpose of taking notes too is when we're done, and this is something I want to ask you guys. We could do this where right now I'm thinking of an object, and I want you guys to get in that state of zen. Connect with me, okay? And start to think about what impressions you're getting, and just start moving the pencil, okay? You don't have to write, doodle. If you get some outlines, draw that, okay? Very funny, Peggy. Oh, okay, you meant the other thing. I was like, but that's the first thing. And understanding, you may not get anything, but that does not mean you can't do this. We all can do it. It's just practice, like learning to play a musical instrument, learning how to draw. I am not artistic, as you've seen, but there are techniques. And then once you learn those techniques, you get better, right? So this is about that. So first, practice the art of letting go too. When stuff bothers you, this is that zen thing of like, oh, I'm going to stop and clear my mind a little bit. This helps a lot with that. Even if you don't get anything out of it for a while, you are tuning up your intuition in a huge way. So once you start initially drawing some things, and I encourage you to start thinking about what it is that I have around me. It's an object. Think about just some broad shapes and stuff. Then the second thing I want you to do is think about the sensory details, color, texture, smells, even temperatures, sounds, and understand the difference between what is kind of what you expect it to be and what you're really hearing in your intuition. Now, we can also do this. This is what I was going to ask you guys. Do you want to, like on the replay, let's say, We can do it now. I love doing it now, which is what I want to do. But what do you think? You guys can just take notes now. Ask me any questions you have. I've got all kinds of information. I did link a video in the description about a gentleman who was trained by the military and the CIA on how to do this. So this is a thing, and don't let it scare you. Because when you get good at it, you actually have this ability to leave your body, right? But we're not going there yet. We're not going there yet. But when you start to get into that zone, you'll understand what I mean about leaving your body in a ethereal way, I guess is the best way to put it. And as you guys are jotting down your notes, do you want to put them in the comment of the replay and we come back and see next Friday if who had hits? You know, it's a way of, we're not picking on each other, right? We're just going to see like, oh, Kathy got this and Meredith got that. And, you know, and we can put it in the comments. Or do you want to do it just here? If you want to do it right now in the next, you know, I'll give you guys some time to absorb all of this because I've got more to tell you. And then we can do it here. Do you want to do that? Put a 1 if you want to know now, you know, in this live, or 2 if you want to share your comments on the replay. And then because you can do it over time too, if you like, and then we can see what it is. Peggy's like, now. Okay. So just whatever, don't put it in the comments now. Well, you guys can share them if you want, but definitely jot them down so that afterwards it's sort of that military term of debriefing. I don't like that. Let me see if there's another word for that. But you want to look back after you figure it out and go, oh, okay, cool. I got absolutely nothing, right? And then don't care. Part of it is really letting go of your ego and trusting your intuition, not your mind, not any of that racket that goes on, and just really trusting your mind. But verification and feedback is what Paul H. Smith is an expert. There are many, but he's pretty practical and magical with it. And it's where you compare notes about, you know, how everybody did. And I also want to tell you, if you live at home alone, you can put, say, a number in an envelope and do a few of those and mix them up and try to see if you can see what number is in an envelope that you may pick. And a couple other things I want to mention to you guys. People call this remote viewing right now. It's very trendy. I love what Paul said. He calls it remote perception. And in that way, it's not like, oh, I'm going to go spy on so and so. That's not the intent. This is trusting our intuition, our perceptions of things, and the downloads that we get. And this is much like daydreaming more than meditation, where you might have your eyes closed. This is like driving in the car and you're getting the downloads, and all of a sudden you're at your destination and you don't know how you got there. That kind of out of body thing, but you're totally in touch with sometimes the noise in your head, but other times the downloads. So managing the mental noise is really important as you practice these. And that's just something I would take a note of. For example, when you want, what do they call it? Feedback on this, you know, you could just say, I got nothing. I couldn't shut my mind off, and then work on how to do that later. Okay, so I'm going to be thinking about this object that I have here for a few minutes, you guys. And Another thing I would like you. Oh, Meredith. Oh, thank you, honey. Definitely go into the top of the list so you can send me on my new direction. Thank you, Meredith, so much. Meredith, did you come from Reese's channel, or am I confusing you with a different Meredith? Nonetheless, thank you. And if you have, would you like your numerology today? Charms? Anyone have any questions before I continue on? Because I have more things for you to do to practice your intuition. And I'll give you a reading at the same time. All right, so I'm going to move on to that. And I'm going to use Lindsay's cards. Well, yeah, thank you guys. That's so encouraging. And the energy exchange just helps me a lot. Oh, thank you. I've been trying to put links where I can. I've run into that problem too, Meredith. You're from Reese's channel. Are you going to be on the Zoom Sunday? I can't wait to see you. I have so many questions for Reese. I want her on my channel. And you won't believe my story about getting to know Reese. I just can't wait. Thank you, Meredith, for being here. I hope I see you Sunday. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna do a little collective reading here with just these images. And I want you guys to also, wow, 444. Okay, hold on, Meredith. Work with me here, because you're probably very intuitive. If you haven't noticed, so is Reese. My goodness. And now I can see her mom is too. Wow. Look at that, you guys. 4, 44, 8. You know, the numerology in me is like, woo! But regardless of the numbers, I want you guys to get a download of your own. Let me put these up here. Hopefully you can see better. I forgot to ring Mama's bell. Well, she's here with us. Thank you, Mama. All right. Now, I don't know if this applies to you guys. Oh, great, Meredith. I'll see you. And I will do a reading for you. Absolutely. Then you can share the information. As a collective reading, I want you guys to think about this, because you guys are all really, really super intuitive. And maybe you want to do this too. Or maybe you want to do this for yourself. You don't have to use a book. Get rid of the book. What I can tell you from this reading is that in your childhood, there were some things that you saw. We're good. We're doing a little past life stuff here, and this light's too bright. There's some stuff you saw when you were little that you may continue to mirror and reflect in your relationships and in your life. You are a hard worker. You put a lot of energy and effort and consistency into everything you do. But whatever happened here kind of split you when you were little, and it's caused lasting trauma where you are a humanitarian, you are an advocate for people, but there's trauma here. And if you continue to stay in that energy, you're just drawing in that same energy. And my mind goes to Reese, Meredith, which is so crazy right now. It's just like a perfect example. And Reese, if you're out there, maybe this is for you. But there were things that happened with her when she was little that she's had to continue to mirror. And she wonders what's wrong with relationships and stuff. Well, she's stuck in this cycle, and there's a split when you have an 8, especially when you're little and things happen that were out of your control, but you feel really responsible. Now you're like this little grown-up running around, and that will inhibit your intuition. as well as remote viewing and stuff. You can't roll around in trauma to be able to get to that Zen place. So what I would say here, you guys, now knives can be used as weapons or protection, right? 61 becomes 7. That's divinely guided. So this is where instead of resorting to dark energy and staying trauma based, we can do some cord cutting, right? Keep this in your back pocket in case you have to protect yourself, but use it to cut some energy that you have felt responsible for your entire life, a gap in your life you can't fill. That stuff that you keep seeing over and over in yourself and in the mirror and in your relationships is what has to be cut out so that you can end all of it and start new, planting seeds. So I'm curious, you guys, I hope that helps you understand that that's one way of looking at cards. I'm going to put a few out, and I want you guys to put in the chat what you get from this. That's hysterical. Okay. Okay, go, you guys. Unload on me in the chat. And thank you again, Meredith, for being a member. That really helps. Look at your cute self with that dog. I love it. Okay. What do you guys get? Put your ideas in the chat. We're testing your intuition. Just go by the pictures. Just go by the pictures. Quick before I have to hide this one. Anybody? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and read this one for you. What I would tell you guys. There's somebody, this is a 4 too. Who are these readings? This is tying together. There's somebody here who has a 4 in their birth date, probably, or you're involved with somebody that has a 4, 492, most likely. You may be being controlled by this person. There can be intimacy issues regarding this. And maybe that's why there's so much control going on, because there's a lot of insecurity. And this is about absorbing all of the energy. You're a sensitive empath and intuitive, and you're being kind of squashed and absorbing all the energy. And that is what's going on there. And I'm going to pull a couple more cards for you guys to understand. You have to speak your truth in this instance. Trust your intuition. That's High Priestess energy, so that you can work through this relationship of control and intimacy issues. There's a lot going back to the previous cards I showed you about being a witness to things. When you were little, going through a war zone of type divorce and things, that has caused some of these overlapping relationship issues, and you've been the observer to all that, and now it's part of your own truth. And so what you're being asked to do here is have this deep conversation, if you guys resonate with this in your relationships, about these control and intimacy issues. And this does go back also to the this, where'd I put it? Of course I can't find it. The seed. This is about, again, these readings come together. I hope it's meant for someone. But I hope you also understand when you look at these cards, um, there's nothing witchy woo woo about it. We're going to get downloads of our own about what they mean in our own life. So just see that each set of cards that we intuitively pulled out result back into a balance of power in your relationship where there's equal control, equal balance and so forth. Talk about the hard issues, intimacy and stuff, the things that happened when you were little that you have to repair. And that will create that Empress type of energy where you can start to cultivate new relationships, new partnerships, a new way of thinking, a new perception, and a new way of communicating. Okay, so you guys practice that at home. I think you'll dig it. Now, Meredith, let's do your numerology if you don't mind. Let's see who you are, young lady. You'll love this. We have a nice little quiet group here. Super cool. No gossip, no drama. So if you guys can still hear me, are you there? Quiet chat today. Meredith, shoot me your birth info. I don't need times or places. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Oh, thanks. Good. You can hear me. Meredith, if you're still there, it's okay if you're not or you don't want to do it. If you don't want to share right now, I understand. Oh, Peggy, also, I did your mom and dad. Very interesting. Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay. I'm an 18 too. Wow. Okay. You guys know how I love my fives. Okay. Meredith, I hope you can see that okay. I really don't like to be on camera, Meredith, but I'm going to do it when I talk to Reese. But this is, I hope so you can see your numbers better. And I don't know if you watch any tarot or anything like that, but I'm going to explain a few things and I hope it makes sense. Fives, a lot of time people will talk about fives as being about change, conflict, and confusion. This is your life energy number. And what it is for me is that you're very much an old soul, Meredith. This is also called the Hierophant in Tarot, if you do watch Tarot. And it's also like the church within you, not necessarily religion. You may be religious, which is very cool, but it's everything you hold near and dear to your heart. You are absolutely the kind of person that people will come to when they need to talk. You have the shoulders, the time, the patience to listen to people. To the point, Meredith, sometimes of putting up with way too much crap. Way too much crap. There's some energy about that there. So keep that in mind. You want to do everything for people and be super responsible. Many times this 5 energy, people come into this with wounds from past lives or things that happened when your mom was pregnant with you, for example. Not blaming moms, I am one. But we can look at that because you may feel like you came into this world with responsibilities and wounds. Like, why am I like this? Yeah, right? And I came in feeling that way too. I'm like, I parented my parents. I had a lot of anxiety. I know what the hell was going on with my mom. She caused me like to be like, ah. But so that's a thing, and I'd love to talk to you more about it. Now, Meredith, even more so, this is your whole life code. So most numerologists will tell you you're a 5, that's it, Meredith, you know. And I have a lot to tell you about the qualities of a 5, and I'll do that. But I have all this stuff to tell you too. So keep coming back because we'll dive deeper. I do this to everybody. We do a little bit at a time. Of course, unless you guys want to drop me a huge super chat, I'll sit here all day. Anyway, I digress. This too is the high priestess in tarot. The high priestess. This is the old soul. So listen to me now, believe me later. I bet people tell you when they meet you, Meredith, you're such an old soul. And it's because you have walked on this earth before. And this is all of this very intuitive. You are so intuitive. What I want you to understand about the high priestess energy here is sometimes they can be a sponge, okay? Where you start to absorb not only everybody's uh wounds that don't belong to you, toxic stuff that you didn't start, but you absorb a lot of it. So definitely remember that. You light up the room. People come to you. They're drawn to you like a moth to a light. And what you have to do is be careful not to absorb all of that energy. So you've got to work on boundaries with people. Now, the 9 is the hermit, and it's also the prophet. So again, do you see how extremely not only intelligent you must be, but how intuitive you are? It's remarkable. With a 9, it mirrors a 6. They flip, they're reversible. So you may have a tendency to spend sometimes. Hi, uh, I'm gonna call you Metal, Abmetal. Sure. Thank you for subscribing. Yep, but Meredith just became a member, so I'm in the middle of a reading, and I tend to talk long, so stick around. If I don't get to you today, I will. So, Abene, Metal, that's so pretty. Thank you for being here. So, last, Meredith, you have the Empress in you with the 3, and that is somebody who is the seed starter, which in the beginning, you saw that hand with the seeds being planted. You are a leader. You are somebody who can nurture and love a family, all that good stuff, and really start things. Sometimes you may spin a little bit trying to deal with all of this past life energy, and it might hamper your ability to see things through. So that's just a side note. And I want to see where you are this year. But you are very much an intuitive old soul. That's about what I got to say about that. I love it. Oh, wow. Very cool. And Meredith, you're in a 3-year of expansion. So I am guessing the last 2 years, Meredith, were really hard. Maybe the last 3 years. You went through some endings, a lot of change, a rebirth. Well, you're coming into a rebirth, but the last 2 years I'm thinking were pretty hard. Now you're in a year where you're going to start to see new opportunities come in, new relationships, new jobs, perhaps. And some of the people around you, even birth, grandchildren, all those kind of things are possible. So it's a really good year for you. I hope that you feel that way. Now, let me see what else I can tell you, Meredith. Is this making sense to you? I'm going to read some of the energy of the Hierophant, which is your overall number, but all the numbers in your code honor all the numbers in your birth date, all the layers that make up beautiful Meredith. So if you're still here, I'm going to read to you qualities of a Hierophant. Don't be mad. Peggy Collins. Thank you, honey. Peggy Collins. Thank you so much. Wait till I get on my phone and call you. You're too much. I love you. Thank you. So, Meredith, I'm an old soul, and so is my son. Recently ended a 6.5-year relationship. Yes, it's turning around, Meredith. I promise. I promise. Let me think about this. I need to do the years for you to show you, like, where these things hit you in cycles. It usually is cycles of 9 years. What is your son's birth date, if you don't mind me asking? I'd like to see, because fives, also, if I didn't tell you this is the person who has soul contracts with people. I know, Meredith, when you meet somebody, you're like, uh, you're extremely drawn to them because you've known them before, or you're like, eh. But the people you really care about, you have contracts with them, deep, deep contracts. Let's see what is your son's name, if you don't mind, or you don't have to put that. I'll just put your son. I want to show you how you guys are connected. Yep, I can see it already. And it's funny, he may have been like, you're gonna think I'm crazy, Meredith. He could have been like, your father in a past life. He could have been a brother in a past life because of this emperor energy I'm getting here. Alden. I love that name. So his code is, oh wow, he is such an old soul. Now you guys are quite different. I do that right? 12, 13, 14. Yeah. So you're different. So Meredith, this is your code. I want you to be able to see it better. Excuse my little freckled ass hands. All right. And here's Alden's. Now this is you, Meredith, and this is Alden. Somehow there's a contract between you guys. This is where I'm like, you were brother and sister before. Maybe you were mom and son in a past life. Maybe you were married in a past life. I know it's crazy, but you're definitely connected. And he has the energy of a chariot times 2, the Hierophant, and this is the emperor. That's why it's funny, because you're the empress and he's the emperor. Isn't that interesting? Aiden. Got it. I like that too. I got it. Aiden. But this is also the energy of a soldier, where, and an old soul. And it's one of the most divine numbers. It's very much amazing. And what I can tell, what I should do is read to you what it is to have Hierophant qualities and chariot qualities. But I would say in a past life, he was like a soldier, a warrior, a hero. And if he ever goes deep like that, he may come to find out that he had past lives as some kind of, you know, warrior, maybe like Civil War, things like that. Very interesting. But there is definitely a contract with you guys. And if we were to look at your ex-husband, he may have similar numbers that would help you understand that you and your husband or ex-partner came together for a specific soul contract to have Aiden. Wow. Look at that. Because you guys have some past life stuff. Maybe you guys were at sea together, on a ship. Sorry for bumping my table. That is wild, Meredith. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Can you throw me up your ex's or like his dad's birth date? The sea. I love that. Now you know why you picked it. That intuition, that download. And Peggy, I love you for that. You guys don't go away. I'm going to go back to the remote viewing in just a minute. Meredith, while you're thinking about putting up the dad's info, I'm going to read to you Hierophant qualities about you and then Chariot about your son. Hierophant energy are highly moral, highly ethical. And Meredith, whatever I say, just take what makes sense and don't be mad at me. It's always the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, I'm going to get to that in 1 second. Spiritual, dedicated themselves with a career that gives back to the world. True seekers. Energy most affected by guilt is the association. They absorb and transfer. You're going to do that a lot, Meredith, because you also have the sponge in you. Okay. And you may transfer guilt, shame, disappointment, and feelings of failure. So, on the other hand, Hierophant people often see the cup as half full. Struggles with overwhelming feelings of dread because you come into this world with stuff that didn't ever belong to you. Digestion issues might resonate with you. Wounded. May blame others for their problems, but feel very responsible nonetheless. Carries the weight of family issues. Perfectionist, conformist, traditional, guarded emotionally. Tends to hold a grudge. Sevens, because I have this in me. Oh, Lord, hold on. I'm going to talk over her. They cut all ties when betrayed. So I guess I tend to hold a grudge, don't I? Now, the Hierophant also can be committed, honest, controlling, struggles with healthy boundaries. That's what I worry about with you absorbing a lot of stuff that doesn't belong to you, Meredith. Also struggles with self-esteem issues, has difficulty saying no without feeling guilty. Proud, protective, deeply devoted to family and loved ones. Opinionated, can be destructive, hard on oneself. Must learn to be forgiving, especially of themselves. Judgmental, especially of themselves. Can be difficult to please. Deeply impacted on how they are perceived. Guarded, intimacy issues, which is that card I had with the two people with the light bulbs. Focused on physical appearance, harsh, but advocates. Rigid in their beliefs, defensive, private with injuries and problems within the family, conservative and a need to be accepted. And yes, all of that is you. Let me read. I have some what I call homework, but it's just really cool ways to work through some of this energy, Meredith. So I'll be sure to share that. I need to put a lot of this up on member only posts so you guys can all benefit from this information. For example, many of us in this chat have fives and sevens, and we're all a beautiful blend. But here's an affirmation for you, Meredith, to think about, and some stones and crystals if you're into that kind of thing. The affirmation is, I am in a beautiful place of peace and forgiveness. I choose in this moment to lay down any burden I may be carrying in my life. I choose to draw from the wisdom. I choose to draw wisdom from the lessons I have learned about myself. I am grateful and hopeful. I choose to nourish my spirit with loving thoughts. Now, some stones that will help you, malachite helps release toxins. Petrified wood honors our history. There's a lot of what I would call a Akashic record history in you. Labradorite connects one to universal light. I call that God. Jade promotes love, compassion, and understanding and self love. Also, money. And carnelian heals wounds of the heart and courage. Now, real quick, I want to read chariot information to you about your son. Well, I mean, it's not about your son, it's part of him. It's a strong part of him. And then he's also very much a leader, you know? So, chariot energy, people. So, any of you that have a 7, things that add up to a 7 in your birth date, as Aiden does, you will feel this, some of this as well. Able to do the impossible. That's that hero soldier energy. Dynamic spirit, stubborn, transparent, may struggle with transparency, anger issues, abandonment issues, rejection, fear and trust issues, independent, guarded emotionally, attention seekers, original, boundary issues, requires personal space. That's an important one to remember. If he gets, you know, a little distant at times. Original, boundary issues. Oh, I already said that. I'm sorry. Commitment issues. Energy least likely to marry. So something to think about. Argumentative, balance issues, grounding issues, charismatic, easily triggered emotionally, and he might be have a little bit of, you know, control issues. He is that emperor, which makes him really a dynamic leader too. So don't forget that. He can be reactive, strong of purpose, self-directed, self-motivated, somewhat self-absorbed, confrontational, challenges authority, communication issues, can be unforgiving. So there's a lot of forgiveness that needs to go on. Challenges up, honest, impatient, thrives on challenging situations and likes to overcome obstacles. So that's really cool. Ambitious, emotional, sensitive, Cancerian kind of energy. Competitive, fear of failure, confident, indecisive. I don't know. I think he's going to be pretty in charge. Enthusiastic, energetic, untiring, impulsive, and relentless. And some famous chariot people for Aiden: Lady Diana, Marilyn Monroe, Muhammad Ali, Farrah Fawcett, Pink, Johnny Depp, Billy Idol, John Kennedy Jr. Interesting, interesting. And Meredith, if you want to put these stones in his room, I don't know how, if he's interested. Jade, again, labradorite, malachite helps to release toxic emotion. I think that'll help if he has any anger issues. Carnelian helps to heal wounds of the heart and give courage, and smoky quartz purification. And his dad is uh a 941, and that is 13, 14, is a 5. Look at you guys with all the 5s. Do you see that? And then your son, I mean, yeah, Aiden also has the 6 and the 9, the 6 and the 9. You have the 6 and the 9. You have the 5. Aiden has the 5. Your ex has the 5. Now, what's also really interesting, these 2 both have the Emperor energy. Do they get along? Do they fight? Are they butting heads? Because I think that I don't, am I wrong? But I have a feeling you and your son kinda jive a lot better than your son and his dad, but I could be wrong, you know? But, what I wanna say about your son too is, like, you are such an old soul and intuitive. Well, this isn't your son, I'm sorry, this is your ex. Um, I'm quite sure that you felt like you knew him in another life, that's probably why you're together. I also wanna point out that he is the magician energy with this 1, and you have it too. Very sparkly, shiny, super psychic people. I bet you guys read each other's minds most of the time. Um, he is the alchemist. They do butt heads. Yeah, they do. I okay. Be prepared for that and tell him it's just, I think you're carrying around some thoughts and burdens and stuff that doesn't belong to you, and don't feel so responsible for your dad, and let's all operate in some forgiveness here. But I mean, these numbers are pretty incredible. And I would tell you too that ones are so much like twos. So I know you guys really connect intuitively and probably intellectually, but magicians can be very secretive, um, magical. They can create and start anything. You guys are all very much leaders if you want to be. But we can talk about your ex sometime. Come back, Meredith. I do want to get to the remote viewing, but I would imagine there's reasons that he spends, may have addiction issues. Um, I would say more likely than either of you. So anyway, I have so much more to tell you. I will save this. I don't even know what today's date is. 25th. Oh, 4/25/25. Isn't that cool? So Meredith, I'm going to save this because I have so much more to tell you about all of this. It'll be really cool. Really, really fun. Okay, now who's still in the chat that was here when we talked about remote viewing? I want to know what you guys got. I'm going to hold it in my hand now. Meredith, I hope that helped. Oh, okay, good. I forgot about you, sweetheart. All right, let's do the remote viewing exercise. Okay, Peggy, Meredith, you guys put in the chat some of your thoughts of what you got. I'm holding it in my hand right now, so it gives you an idea that I can hold it in my hand. Okay, I got your date. A pendulum? Well, what color do you see, Peggy? And Peggy, what color, what shape do you see? It is not green. It is not brass, but that's all. Just keep trying, jotting down any shape that you get and a color. Focus on the shape. Apple shape? No. No. I think that might be carrying over from the light code image you saw. It's not green. And don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Diamond shaped gold. Nope. Don't be, and I know I'm like, Peggy's the star remote viewer. Now you're failing. Don't feel like that. Okay. It's all part of the process. Smooth. Well, Meredith, part of it is. Part of it is. So, yes. Yes. What else do you see, Meredith? What circular? Yes. Camel color? No. A little bit more, guys. A little bit more. What other colors do you see? Well, the part that you're tuning into, Meredith, is smooth. I will give you that. Oh, Ed, I'm sorry. I'm so boring. It's okay. I was talking about the Hierophant again, and you know so much about it. Ed, get out your paper. Connect with me. No, not clear. And Ed, since you're just coming out of a cool Zen state of sleeping, what color do you see? I'm holding an object. And it's okay that you guys may feel like, dang, I'm not getting it. We're just, yes, you're absorbing in your dark brown. No. You guys just sit and just a few more seconds. And anybody else see a shape? I will admit this is a tough one. This is kind of a tough one. Do not be hard on yourself. That's part of tuning up these muscles. It's like we're all playing violin right now and it sounds awful. A coin, no. But do write that down. I believe you're tuning into a shape. You know, not necessarily, Peggy, but it's you're getting a vibe. You're getting a vibe. I'm going to give you guys like one more minute or so. And I want you to know this is fun. We cannot beat ourselves up because then we can't bring any kind of emotion into this. And this is how we're like okay with the outcome, you know? You have to learn how to let things go. Like, oh, I tried it, I didn't get it. Okay, fine. Point and tip. Yes. Yes. Anyone else see a color? What other color do you guys see? Take a deep breath and just yes, it is. You're gonna laugh when you see what it is. Look at that. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything? I'm going to show you what it is. It is a difficult one, so be kind to yourself. It's my little blue dragon. Isn't it cute? And see, if you look on the bottom, Meredith, look at it. So, you guys, yes. And you said smooth. It is. It's almost as if you were seeing the bottom of it and you guys were getting the shape. You're getting there. You're getting there. And believe me, some days you're just gonna be really good at it, and other days you're not, and it's just really cool because you learn how to quiet your mind and not listen to the chitter chatter of what you think it is, but what you know it is. It's such a thing, and then when you get good at this, you can kinda leave your body, but we'll get there. So, yeah, I like that Meredith got the smooth and in a way, it reminds me of the energy of a Merkaba, Peggy, where you have the fire and water energy. And it's definitely the head and the tail of the dragon making a circle. So I love that for you guys. Okay. One more thing before hi, Kathy. Did you have a guess? I don't know if you did, but it was a blue dragon. Smooth on the bottom, which Meredith got. Circular in a way, texture, pointy. We had some really good hits, you guys. Super proud of you. Now, before I go on with the next reading, and I have some of you here who are members, we're going to do a Zoom call. I know, Meredith, we're going to be on Zoom all the time, aren't we? I want to pick a date that you guys works for you guys. So let me see what I was thinking. I'm thinking May, obviously. Are you into the Zoom chat together? We'll take like an hour or two together and hang out, chat, answer questions, just get to know each other. And what day is good for you guys? Like a weekend? A Saturday maybe? I know Peggy has hockey on Sundays. Or I'm happy to do it during the week on one of our instead of a live or something. But just think about it. Maybe you guys can Saturday is good. Okay. Think about it, you guys, and jot me a note, shoot me a text or a comment in the replay, and I'll pick a date that works, and we'll get together and have a members only Zoom call. And that's a good place for me to share a lot of other information too. Now, we can definitely, okay. And I won't do it on the last Sunday. You know that, Meredith, because we're going to be with Reese. Okay. Now, if you guys want to stick around and learn a little bit more, I'm going to read for, oh gosh, love, how do I say your name and where did you go with your dates? Abhinav. Abhinav. Can you tell me how to say your name? I'm going to call you Ab. Maybe if I write it out, Abhiv. Where are you from, love? I love your name. I'm just struggling. Abhivna. I have Abhivna. I speak a little Spanish, so I get it. I get names all kinds of wrong. Abhivna. Abhivna. The H is silent. Abhivna. I love it. Where are you from? Thank you, Peggy. I do have that. And what's interesting is I have similar numbers. Let me see well, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And what I want to tell you about your code is, wow, you are an overall 9, Abina, and your energy code is 9279. So what I'm going to do is read to you about what is the Hermit in Tarot and the Prophet in my world of numerology. And much like I was telling Meredith, you also have the High Priestess in you, this too, very much an old soul and intuitive, um, able to really read a room and read people, but you're going to absorb a lot of energy. You also have the 7 in you, Chariot energy, somebody who really can do the impossible. You heard me read that. Possibly a soldier, a warrior, a hero in a past life. A lot of past life energy here. And I think being from India, oh my gosh, I would want to go look at my what are the leaves called? Oh, it'll come to me. But also you have the 9 in you twice. The a Nardi leaf reading. Oh my gosh. Because you've had many lives. A Nardi leaf reading in India would be so incredible. Now, Abina, remember when you have a 9, it mirrors a 6. So that makes your code even more complicated. You're very creative. There is a lot of duality in you. And I say that too, like if you think of the Chariot, if you've seen a card, let me see if I can pull one out real quick. There's a lot of yin and yang to the Chariot being pulled, and that it's got to have balance to be pulled forward, right? Much like having this 6 in you, the Lover's card, it's about duality. So there's a lot of balance that you need to strike in your life. You may tend to spend a lot. So just remember to focus on the light within you and then bring that out and shine it out. There is a chance that you draw this symbol this way, and I'd be curious if you did. Because that's absorbing a lot of what's on the outside and taking it in and making you spin. And so that's just one way to look at it. Of the Hermit card shines its light from inside out. And I think that shining that light out will help you attract mutual light, where in this case, you don't want to continually absorb and mirror other people's energy. And if I can, I want to show you. I don't know if you watch tarot readings, but I want to show you this, so don't go away. Don't go away. It's always going to be the last one I look for. Okay, well, this is a good example. And this is what I'm telling you. When you have a lot of the 6 and 9 energy and you tend to spend and stuff, think about, okay, I've got to keep myself balanced. Okay, so you know the energy of these. And then this. So you can visually get an idea, of, hold on. Aha. So I want you to always remember to shine that inner light to help you balance and attract equal light. Okay. Well, the Hermit is the prophet, number 1. So I want you to know that you have an intuitive ability, an old soul within you. I'm just recommending that you always try to stay balanced and recognize when you're not. When you're not balanced, you're not going to understand intuitively what you need to, and you're not going to be able to move forward. So, what I would like you to do with this energy is sit, and get still and let that light within you come out. And that's the energy that needs to be mirrored back for yourself and to other people so you don't attract toxic things and people and situations that you just don't need, because you might mirror that if you don't focus on what you need inside. And I want to read to you the energy of the 9, which is incredible. It's an incredible person. The person I love a lot in this world, who taught me much of this and wrote this book, is a 9. And so let's go into that and I'll show you what that's about. Let me look at one more thing too. Okay. You are in a 7-year. This is your life energy number. If anybody asks you, some people say it's your life path number. You're a 9. This is your numerology code, 962796. It's long. Beautiful, complicated. That's funny. Yeah. Beautiful, complicated soul. And you are in a year, a 7-year of spiritual shedding. And let me read that to you before I explain the rest, because this might help you understand that over the last 9 years, I think you've been progressively going through a spiritual journey, awakening, growth, finding more of your soul's purpose. But there are some endings coming. And this is 2025. By 2027, you will be again in a 9-year. It will be like a rebirth to you. And those are not always easy. So a lot of what's going on this year is really important. So you go from a 7 to an 8 as an advocate and being very balanced and ready for whatever endings and changes are coming. So keep that in mind. But right now, you're in a 7-year, and this is a year of spiritual shedding. There could have been some death, rebirth going on, death, birth, restoration, balance, letting go of old behaviors, beliefs, and patterns that are self-destructive, an opportunity to heal issues regarding trust and caution. Also, anger issues and healing those anger issues, resentment, but at the same time healing that. This is going to be a rebirth. And as you get through this spiritual shedding and getting over this, you're really going to go to some endings and create a whole new beginning for yourself, I believe. Also, this is a year where you start to really redirect your energy. You start to feel more liberated, more emotionally restored. There are some abandonment issues, but those are being healed. That comes a lot with the 7 in you. There's a lot of tendency to have abandonment issues with 7s. And I get that. Re-examination of priorities this year in your life. Re-examining relationships in your life. Awesome. Awesome. Good. I love that. Let me highlight that for you. That's wonderful. I'd love for you to teach me some of that. Reciprocal, right? Also, I want you to know that there is some self-examination of your own emotional behavior, responses, and triggers. And that's going to be really cool to understand, because 8 is restoration, and then 9 is completion, and it's going to be a rebirth for you. So it's really good that you're working on all of this right now and understanding how to heal. Oh, it's so liberating. I love that for you. And I love that you understand what I'm saying. Now, lastly, I want you to understand as you go through this, there can be some confidence issues and, having to work on that, and trust issues, communication issues. So remember to use your voice. Don't absorb everything like a sponge, and continue to move forward like the chariot I showed you. And also, a lot of the freedom and liberation that comes in this year can have to do with divorce and things like that. So if you've been through some tough times, endings of relationships like that, you definitely are going to feel liberated. I know it's been hard and difficult, but there's a lot of like, okay, I know why this happened. Um, and you know what? I'm going to do a charm reading for you. I also said I was going to read your energy for you. So let me do that. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you have to go, I totally understand. And Abina, you can slide me a super chat anytime. I'm just kidding. Peggy, I can't believe you did that. It is last 2 years career-wise struggle. Interesting. Oh, okay. Well, I think there's a lot of opportunity coming in for you to meet someone new. I should pull a card on that. But I do want you to I want you to understand these are characteristics of the 9 that's in you. Okay, thank you, Kathy. Thank you for being here. Much love, honey. Abina, so just take what I say that makes sense and leave the rest behind, because not everybody fits this. And this is not just all you are. You are all of it. You are all of these numbers, but this is the overall energy. So let's get into it. Hermit energy people are loners of this world, spiritual by nature, introspective, deep desire to understand things, struggles with feeling connected to the world, empathic, both. Difficult to know, shrouded, emotional, complex, complicated, sexual. I told you had a complicated code. Reactive, easily triggered, struggles with issues surrounding shame, self-shame, self-forgiveness, and forgiveness of others, and self-esteem. So understand, if you do struggle with that, a lot of it is just fear down deep in you, and maybe some wounds and stuff that came from a past life that don't belong to you. Wounded, guarded, may have a tendency to self-harm. Addiction issues can be part of that. So just be aware. Curious about the world, secretive, abandonment issues, which you might feel a lot with the 7s in you. Rejection, attachment issues, deep desire for intimacy, at the same time, intimacy issues. Struggles with issues of trust and loyalty, may use injuries to avoid future life experience. Sensitive, desire to lead others to spiritual awareness. Private, suffers alone, withdraws when wounded. Protective, defensive, uses anger as a form of emotional protection. Often feels misunderstood. Suffers from depression and isolation. Hard on oneself, a perfectionist. May use alcohol or drugs to self-numb. Obsessive, hides injuries with a false front. Engaging, supportive and empathetic, and cuts all ties when betrayed. That's where I get it. That's where I get it. Um, famous hermit people, Abina. Mother Teresa, Elvis Presley, Bob Marley. I hope you know these people. Ray Charles, Jim Carrey, Heidi Fleiss, Prince, Kurt Cobain, Cher, Rock Hudson, Chris Angel. Okay, let me see what you said there. All it resonates. I feel like starting a new go. Yes. I recommend that. I definitely recommend that, love, because it'll help you feel more grounded and balanced and come back because I have a lot of information here that'll help you kind of put some of those issues to bed for real. Heal it and move on. Learn how to let it all go. And here's an affirmation for you to remember when you're feeling like life is not fair. Many lives things. It's a past life thing. Yes, we'll go into it more. I'll be sure to save your numbers. You subscribe so you'll get my notifications and come back. Okay? Because I've got a little bit more I've got to do with everybody. But I want to tell you this to remember, Abina. I am a beautiful soul that needs to feel loved in my life. I will open my heart to receive love. I will allow myself to be filled, knowing that I am deserving and worthy. I am safe. I will trust. I am good. I am present in my body. I hold my head high. I am grateful and I am blessed. The stones that will help you, if you can make a list of these and find them and have them in your room and in your home around you. Labradorite connects one to universal light, Buddha, source, whatever you relate to. Smoky quartz for purification. Jade is all about money. No. Promotes compassion, love, and forgiveness, and self-love. Lapis connects one to old universal wisdom. I love lapis for you. So you can start connecting into past lives. Now, what you should do is look into past life regression sessions. A very good hypnotherapist could do that for you. There's also a thing called QHHT that is about past life regressions. It's a deep meditative process that helps you understand more about yourself and your soul and things you have been through. And I just recommend that you do a lot of research on who you go to for this. I personally like a licensed hypnotherapist practitioner. But again, Dolores Cannon teaches or taught the QHHT process about understanding past lives. Now, Peggy, who's here in the chat, went through a past life regression. I think she was on the show under Cosmic Connections in the playlist of live replays. Abina, you can go and listen to Peggy's experience and get an idea of what it's like. She's had two. And then in India, they have something called the Nardis, who read Nardi leaves, and they tell you everything about past lives and everything in this life. But that is very, very specific, and you really need a good person to get you in touch with a Nardi reader. And as far as doing that, I would go to on YouTube, Craig Hamilton Parker on YouTube. Look him up, go to his website. He has a list of qualified Nardi readers that you could trust. Now, the other thing I want to tell you, when you do past life regression and you go to a QHHT practitioner, for example, it's they tap into the Akashic records. Nardi is spelled, I think it's Nardi. A Nardi. Then anyway, go to Craig Hamilton Parker. He's a British psychic, and he'll put you in touch with the Nardi readers through his website. And then what Peggy did, which you could go back and watch, is called QHHT. And she's done it twice, and that has to do with Akashic records, which I can't spell. Akashic. How do you spell it, Peggy? Akashic. Something like this. Akashic. I don't know. I forget how to spell Akashic. I'm a writer, but I can't spell. And I wrote all over my book. So, Abina, stones for you. Did I go through this? Jade, lapis, turquoise, stone of wisdom, faith, and trust, and selenite, which is this, restores your innocence, getting back to the essence of your soul. Okay. Did that make sense? Yes. So there's two different things to go into past life. Akashic records and the Nardi leaves. I think you would get a lot out of both. A lot out of both. Okay. So, you guys, I think we're going to plan our members Zoom. Abina, I hope that helped. I hope I'm still saying your name right. Come back for more. There's so much I can talk to you about the 9-year cycles in your life. Oh, good. Yes. You know what? Let me look at the charms for you. Let's see what's going on. We'll do a charm reading while we're at it. Okay. See what I can tell you with this. Oh, one flew off the floor. Right off the floor. What is it? Oh no, where'd it go? Okay, I gotta find the one that flew off the floor, but let me see what I can tell you about some of the energy right now and what you need to do. Okay. If you see right here, here's your little body. I think you're worried about scarcity because of the job situation. And I want you to just kind of cut that fear away and know that you can do it and the money will come. There is Capricorn energy here, if that means anything to you. That may have been, were you dating a Capricorn? Were you dating a Capricorn? There's some message about no, a hook in you. Also, I think that this is so complicated. If you're asking me a direct question, it's no, but let me see what's under here. Right now, it's no, but I want you to understand not to give up. Your world is empty right now, and that's okay because you're protected, and I believe that if you do the healing work, which you're not, let's turn this little turtle around. Keep working on the healing, and you're going to fill up your world with some good things. You do need to nurture yourself more, okay? This does go back to some childhood trauma. I don't know if you have a child. I let's see. You might. But if it goes back to childhood trauma, nurture that, heal that. That's at a root cause that will help you grow and transform. There's a hook in this. Hi, Kaylee. Hi, Puff. There's a hook in you. And what I mean is it's something you have to cut, like I said about the fear about money. Fear is not letting God in your life, not letting Buddha in your life. Let Buddha carry some of this weight for you. Trust the spiritual signs that you're going to get. Once you do this and you understand some of these hooks that I'm talking about that are at the root of this problem, you will be able to transform. And from that will help your heart. Now, your heart, I see you carry burdens. Did you have a loss in the family? Oh, wow. Yeah. Did something happen when you were little? Yes, you do. What colors are you what are you gonna wear? Whatever hurts your heart, Abina, you're really being cheered on by spirit to bring passion back. If it had to do with losing a sibling, being in an accident when you were little, if your mom lost a baby, something like that, you're carrying a lot of the weight and burden of that in your heart, and you're being asked to really let that all go, to have confidence in yourself and to trust the divine messages you get. That's going to help your emotions a lot. And the time to do this is right now. It was a girl you liked. Yeah, there's something deeper here though. It's okay. You're going to get over that. I promise. I promise. The time is now too where I think you will you're being very protected. There's going to be things to celebrate. Please do not get involved with drugs or alcohol. Understand? And if there's someone around you who is wow. Yeah. But this is that scarcity, all of that has to be cut out. That energy has to go. Yeah. Well, if you cut the fear away from that and allow abundance to flow, it's going to put you on the right path and open up your intuition. And you're going to start to know how to make money. And that energy will ripple into your whole family and bring more balance to the family. This is what I was saying. This was a crappy thing, crappy message that came in. And I wonder if he's a Capricorn. There has been a lot of denial about this. Like it caused, there's a sense of danger. And I wonder if this caused your family to have some medical issues, the stress of it. And make sure that they don't get stressed by this. Because I just feel like you're very much protected if you trust in God and Buddha to move forward. This tower is the key to what happened. It's the puzzle. It's the key. It's everything. The tower moment is what you're saying happened when your father was cheated on by the business partner. That moment kind of set all of this reading into existence, where you're worried about money. Your world's kind of empty right now, the heartache and everything. But this is the key here, is for you to really nurture and heal yourself. Express your emotions. None of you should live in denial. Somebody was definitely two-faced about this. And now we know who. Bye, Ed. Much love. Have a great weekend. This is Archangel Michael's sword protecting you. Spirit protecting you, and you just need to listen. Okay. Well, I think a lot of being unemployed, it's stuck in that energy of what happened. You guys are still stuck in these tower moments and everything's like a big no right now, and you're not trusting your intuition. So if you could just understand how to let that go. Okay, that was then and this is now. And if I cut away this fear and I let God in and let him take over, he will carry a lot of this responsibility for you, or she, gender fluid source, and help heal your heart, heal the endings of all of this, and bring a lot of passion, the sun, back to you. I promise there's going to be things to celebrate. You just have to trust yourself, your higher self, and your intuition, and let this stuff go. Everybody in the family needs to just wipe that slate clean, acknowledge it happened, it sucked, but now we've got to move forward, right? Well, just one step at a time, because you are being guided to do that. Okay. And the number 12 is here. That's important. And oh my gosh, I found it. Oh, it makes so much sense. You know what flew off the table? I'm sorry. Okay. Well, this, the fact that that relationship hurt you, it like flew right off the table. But it got my attention that I want to tell you intuitively, I believe that you are going to have not only progress towards your dreams for work, but also love. Okay. And that, my friend, you are being cheered on, and it's going to set you free from all the trappings you feel right now about money and love. And it flew off the table. So it's like, you really need to know this and to love yourself. Okay. But that's about long term commitments. Anything else going on? Okay. So I hope that helps. I mean, I would want you to think about some things when you were little too that have a hook in you so that you can continue to grow. But I would share this with the whole family that they've really got to move forward and nurture themselves. Hold on a second. Hey, I gotta call you back. Okay, bye. Sorry, guys, that was an emergency. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop there with the readings since, family calls. I do want to end this, though, with an oracle card for all of us for the weekend. Peggy, thanks for hanging out. I know you're super busy. I hope that you're getting things done. And Puff, thanks for popping in. I love you guys for sticking around. This will process and be on YouTube if you want to watch it again. And Abina, I encourage you to come back for more. I'll keep your notes because I have a lot more to tell you. And again, regarding work and the year that you're in, it has been a lot of endings, but you're going to have new opportunities. I feel that. So let's do Oracle of the Seven Energies for a little. Oh, thank you. Ah, Divine Matrix came out 44. How many fours have I had today? Wow. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to have to meditate on that. 44, Divine Matrix. This is beautiful, guys. Let's see what this is about. This is about the realm. Let me hold it. Let's do this. Maybe you can see it really good this way. There. I love this little holder if it'll ever work. Ah. Damn it, man. There. Okay. The realm of spirit, the knowledge that we are all divine beings, part of a tapestry, weaving our dreams into the fabric of reality. Abina, that's for you. Be an entrepreneur, weave it into reality. Synchronicity, all of us learning here and learning to know each other and finding each other. Learning to trust the way things unfold. And that was really a big part of the remote viewing exercise, is try and see what unfolds and trust in it and don't overthink it. And then this says, do you ever wonder how synchronicities come together? I do. I love it all the time. That's why I like to do cosmic connections. These meaningful coincidences move life forward in ways we may not understand at the time. And Peggy, I believe this is going to be important for you this weekend. We can get trapped in the idea that the world is a place of separate parts with space between, because the true quantum spiritual nature of reality can be confusing. Imagine that everything possible under the sun is waiting to be claimed. You are not separate from what you desire to manifest. Okay, Abina? You are not separate. You can make it happen. Everything is intrinsically connected within a vast living web of life, a divine matrix. And that's how you found yourself here today. Even that which you have not yet observed as a part of your life experience is still connected to you. It remains dormant until you choose it. Isn't that exciting? Life operates on life's terms as well. You don't live in a vacuum, so you are surrounded by a multitude of realities that were brought into life by others. That's important to understand what belongs to you and what is other people's baggage, energy, light, love, all of it. These surely can affect you if you allow them to. But as your thread, your luminous life force, your courageous dream is part of the tapestry of life. You're being invited to be conscious of the pattern you're weaving. Isn't it amazing to know you have such power inherent in you just by being alive? You will see evidence of the truth of this divine matrix today. It is in you. What you do matters. All manner of miracles are waiting for you to lay claim to them. Are you ready? So I really hope that helps everyone. Many people are feeling stuck right now, out of work, out of love, but we are this divine woven web of beautiful synchronicities here to help each other and move each other forward. And also, I want to tell you one more thing. What is 44? 44. What is that? Hold on, you guys. It's the master leader. That's what I'm trying to think of. So, not only is this important, but I want you guys to know, be confident you're on the right path. Balanced, patient, nurturing, cutting cords of stuff that need to go. Stay balanced. Your manifestation is coming in. You're on the right path. So, Abina, you were meant to be here to hear that so that you can move through that stuck energy. And that's a super cool message for all of us to know. This is what I love, that I've met people through doing this that I just love so much. And the synchronicities are amazing. Double digits, all the spirit messages that come in and the guidance we get is just so fabulous. I love it. So I do hope that helps. That's a great way to end today. And I want to also acknowledge Angie. If you listen and stay to the end, I meant to say this in the beginning, sending you a lot of prayer and hugs and love. And I hope you're okay and everyone around you. All right, that was for my friend Angie, and I love you guys. Check out my channel if you haven't. I do pick a cards every day but Saturday, and a weekly reading for each zodiac sign. Yeah, I should have said it in the beginning, Peggy. My ADD. She'll understand. I think she's a little busy. Peggy, thank you for your super sticker, super chat, super. Thank you for being so super. Go get ready for your trip. I love you guys. Abina, I hope I'm still saying that right. Thank you for being here. I would love for you to come back. Okay, you guys, I'm going to send you out with, do you want the eagle or the water? Peggy, did you like the eagle catching the fish? Can you believe I got that? Not the best filming, but I loved the eagle. I think I'll play the eagle on the way out. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Wait, eagle? Okay. Well, I didn't set it, so it's going to be the water, but I'll set it next time. Bye, you guys. Much love. We'll chat soon. Don't forget to give me a date. We got to pick a date. Okay. Bye. Is it playing? Oh, I have to end it. Oh, I dropped the card. Don't drop. Okay. Bye, guys. It doesn't want to leave.